Today I'm going to be showing you how we make homemade tortillas. We use this recipe so much that we keep it taped to the inside of one of our cabinets. You'll see me making a double batch here, but the recipe is for a single. You're going to need 388 grams of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of salt, 78 grams of lard or baking grease, as well as 1 cup of hot water. We're going to combine everything except the water in the mixing bowl first. You can definitely mix this by hand, but if you're doing a double batch or more, it's much easier with a mixer. Once that bad boy's locked in, throw your dough hook on there and start it on low while slowly adding in your water. Sometimes I don't need the full amount of water, so I add it in portions until the dough doesn't seem to want anymore. It's a bit of a balancing act, as too much water will make it sticky and not enough makes the tortillas hard to roll out. You can always balance it though by adding a little more flour or water. Once I'm done adding water, I'll kick the mixer up to medium and let it work until it looks about like this. The dough should be soft and wet, but not so sticky that it stays on your hands. If you tried to roll the tortillas out now, they'll just spring back a lot, so we pull it into a ball, drop it back into the bowl, and then cover it with a wet towel for about an hour. This is to give the gluten time to relax. After an hour, it should look the same. There's no yeast in it, so it's not gonna rise. Go ahead and pull it out, flour your board, and at this point you're gonna see me cut the ball in half and then freeze half of it. It actually keeps really well in the freezer. I just leave it in a full ball and I'll take it out in a few days when I need another 16 or so tortillas. You can painstakingly weigh out each tortilla, and I've done it before, but as far as I know, there's no prize for identically sized tortillas, so I just cut it in half over and over again until I have 16 little dough balls. This is pretty much the hardest part right here, rolling out a tortilla. I won't pretend to be an expert, but there seems to be no amount of flour that is too much here. If you skimp, it'll stick to the board, it'll stick to the rolling pin, it'll stick to whatever it can, screaming for more flour, so just give it the flour. As I roll it out, I'll flip it, rotate it, spread more flour around, and then continue rolling. I find that I have better success if, rather than rolling from one side to the other, I start in the middle of the tortilla and then roll outward. It just seems to help prevent the dough from folding over on itself. This tortilla ended up taking a little over a minute to make, so if you're far too busy to watch the whole ordeal, feel free to skip ahead and check my affiliate links for Xanax and Ambien below. Fine, we'll speed it up just a little bit. And there you have it, one beautiful tortilla. Now, this is the part where I come clean and admit that half the time they don't come out a circle. And that's because I too often feel that a whole minute is far too much to invest in a single tortilla. The nice thing though is, nobody cares. Next we get the cast iron pretty hot and throw a tortilla in. Let it sit undisturbed until the bubbles have formed about like this. Then flip it. The reason I say pretty hot and don't give an exact time is because stoves vary and how long one tortilla takes fluctuates over the course of a batch. You really just need to watch them, and if the pan gets too hot, turn it down. There's definitely an element of trial and error, but it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. When the tortillas come off the stove, we put them in this tortilla warmer. These things are like 15 bucks on Amazon, but I've seen them cheaper in stores. I made Tab let me put it on our registry when we got married, and she thought I was crazy, but I love this thing. There may or may not have been an occasion when she crawled into bed and found this thing in her place. Despite her jealousy, I believe she's come to love it as much as I do, and we use it every time we make tortillas. These tortillas are great for salads, tacos, breakfast burritos, or whatever. Look, this guy fucking loves them. Anyway, I hope you make these soon, and I hope you get yourself a tortilla warmer.